Hello everybody, my name is Thibaut Jaberg, violin maker and student here at the Swiss School of Violin Making in Brienz. Today I want to talk to you about starting my fourth and final year here at the Swiss School of Violin Making, as well as a little bit about what my early plans are for after my time here in Brienz. So, first of all, a very warm welcome back to the workshop. This is my first video that I shoot since the summer break which we had. So it was now quite a few weeks since my last video which I filmed and uploaded. So yeah, I hope you are looking forward to a new video on my channel. And currently I am finally working on setting up my viola. This is my personal viola model, which has a body length of 393 millimeters. So it's a small viola, just under 40 millimeters. And yeah, you might already have seen some videos featuring this viola. I've been working on it for the last few months. It's a project which I work on in my spare time outside of the school hours, so it goes on a little bit slowly. But yeah, eventually we are getting there, and I've just been spending some time shaving down some pegs for this viola. And yeah, we'll be now fitting the pegs. I already fitted the end pin. Then there will be sound post next, finishing the nut, and yeah, bridge eventually. I also made a nice little custom tailpiece for this viola. I will talk about this tailpiece more probably in a different video because it is slightly unusual. But yeah, let's get to what I've actually been wanting to talk about in this video. And that is, yeah, I've actually 2 weeks ago now started my final year here at the Swiss School of Violin Making. And yeah, I mean, for one, on the one side, I can't really believe that it's already the final year. Like I don't feel, yeah, I think it's just been going so fast, the time, and now I'm already like 2 weeks into my final year here. And on the other hand side, it also feels like I've been living here in Brienz for quite some time now. And yeah, I must say, until recently I was like a little bit scared of fourth year, and like a little bit scared of what will come after the fourth year, after I'm finished with school. But now I must say, slowly I'm starting to sort of wrap my head around it, and yeah, to sort of yeah, for one, accept the fact that I'm soon going to be finished with school, and also I'm sort of starting to feel a lot more ready to get out there into the world and build violins and other instruments. And yeah, so first of all, for the last year here at school, I still have very big and ambitious plans. For one, I want to build still quite a few instruments. And then I also want to prepare myself as much as possible for after the school. So yeah, the instruments which I want to build here still at school are for the school. So during the school hours, I am still participating in a project where we build a viola. which is like a very accurate copy of a particular viola. And yeah, this is a project which I do together with another student. And if everything goes well, you might hear more about this viola project which I do for school. If things don't go well, then this might be the last time you ever heard of it, the first and last time you ever heard of this project. But yeah, it's got to do with a viola, and it's got to do with Paris, and I am not yet allowed, I believe, to tell much more than this, but if you're lucky, I will eventually do a video about this viola for Paris. And then I still have my cello, which I want to finish and have to finish. And then in the 4th year, it is like a tradition and also a requirement of the school that we build a graduation piece, like a very or more or less special instrument, which we build as our final instrument here at school. And this instrument then also gets like graded, and it gets like judged basically by a panel of experts, including the teachers, but also like experts from like external people. And yeah, the instrument which I will build for my graduation piece will be a cello again, and it will actually be the same model as the cello which I'm building now for school. The reason for that is, one, because I am fairly tight on time. I still want to build these, like basically build like 3 instruments still during my final school year. So I don't have a huge amount of time to build a whole new or design a whole new cello model. And I want, of course, my graduation piece, my final instrument, which I built here, I want it to be as good as possible. So it makes a lot of sense to choose a model which I built before. And so it will then be the 2nd time that I build this instrument, and then I will hopefully be able to iron out loads of little mistakes and so on. So yeah, that will be my graduation piece, a cello. And also I really want to have enough time to do a very nice varnish and also a nice setup on this graduation cello. So I really want it to be finished probably at least 3 months, ideally 4 months before I need to deliver it to be judged by the experts, so that I have about 2 months to do the wood ground coloring, then I have about 1 month for varnishing and about 1 month for setting up and sound adjusting. And this means, because I want to be finished very early and have a lot of time for varnishing and wood preparation, it means I'm going to have a lot of waiting time. And then my plan is to build another violin for the school, and yeah, to build a fairly fast and organic violin, which is sort of really, it's maybe not necessarily going to be a personal violin model, but it's going to be a very personal instrument which I just build in sort of one sort of flow, and which I build fairly fast so that it sort of becomes like an expression of myself. I want to sort of try that out. But yeah, hopefully I will get to actually build this violin, and if like things get tight in terms of time, then I might be finishing the cello during this time. But yeah, and then of course I also have my private projects. I have, of course, the Hardanger fiddle, which I'm building with Anthony. Anthony is currently in Germany, or I mean, he's now like settling down in Germany and like establishing his own workshop there. And he is currently finishing the dragon head, the Wilfred, as we called him, the the dragon head. I think it's already fairly close to being finished, and he will then send it back to Brienz or deliver it to Brienz when he comes round to visit the next time. And yeah, I will be, as soon as I finished the viola, I will be cracking on with the corpus of the Hardanger fiddle, and then yeah, we'll assemble everything. And then the other private projects which I have are a ukulele, which I'm currently building with somebody together as well, like a project, a shared project. And then I have, yeah, some other projects, like some instruments which I want to sound adjust. I have one instrument which I was working on a while ago, which I want to varnish and use basically as a varnish experiment, sort of testing ground to sort of try to do an antiqued varnish. And yeah, I have loads of small other projects, and then of course one big project will be preparing the time after Brienz. So this will mean, I mean, first of all, I think I need to talk about what my plans are for after Brienz, and then I can talk about how I want to prepare for those plans here at school. So yeah, basically my plans are long term. In the long term, I would like to eventually be self-employed and have my own workshop. Possibly, I would possibly like to share this workshop with somebody, or maybe even two people, like not too many people, but maybe have like a shared workshop so as to not be like alone in a small workshop all the time. Although I could also imagine to spend a fair bit of time on my own in a workshop building instruments. And yeah, like I would be self-employed, doing probably a lot of new making. I would like to do a fair bit of new making. But I must say, sort of in the last few months, I also actually started to like sort of all the sort of setup and maintenance work, and like this sort of small everyday repair work which you have on instruments. I find this is also like something which has its own, obviously it's got its own space, its own place, because it's of course a very important work. I mean, maintaining stringed instruments, especially bowed stringed instruments, with all those wooden parts that they have and no metal parts, as for example compared to a guitar. A guitar doesn't need a lot of maintenance because there are a lot of metal parts which don't wear a lot. But a violin, for example, needs a lot of maintenance. And yeah, I mean, as long as we as a society play violin and like stringed instrument music, there will always be an actual need for violin makers maintaining those instruments. So it kind of, yeah, it in a way it makes me feel important, yeah, if you can say it like that, to actually be making a really useful, necessary job on instruments. So I can also imagine to do like setup and maintenance work and repair work on instruments. And then of course I'm also very interested in other instruments, not only bowed stringed instrument, but also plucked instruments. Of course I was building guitars before I came here to Brienz. I might go back into building guitars a little bit. It will depend on the demand. Like if anybody wants to order a guitar from me, I will be very happy to build one for them. And also I'm very interested in more ancient plucked instruments like the lute, for example. I am like, I know fairly well a lute maker here in Switzerland, and I go to visit his workshop regularly, and sometimes I help him and do a little bit of work for him. So yeah, I am like very interested to explore more about lute making, and yeah, I sort of like all these sort of lesser known instruments, and I would be very interested to learn more about these instruments after my time here in Brienz. So basically, this sort of brought me to the conclusion that the best thing for me to do after Brienz will be to basically go traveling around Europe and further, maybe even, but probably mainly around Europe, and try to visit loads of instrument making workshops and get to know loads of different things, and ideally obviously work for people for like not my goal is not to make a huge amount of money for like the next few years after the school, but obviously I also need money to survive, so like do some sort of small sort of paid internships, and basically my plan is to like spend the next maybe 2-3 years or maybe even more a bit in the style of a journeyman, but not like officially go like as a journeyman, but sort of in that sort of style to sort of travel around and see loads of different workshops and sort of really widen my horizon and learn even more new skills. I mean, I already learned so many skills, new skills here in Brienz, but I still think that I can learn even more skills if I go and travel around. And yeah, I mean, I'm also interested in hardanger fiddles. This hardanger fiddle project with Anthony has sort of really awakened an interest in hardanger fiddles. I would love to actually travel to Norway and meet some hardanger fiddle makers. And yeah, and loads of things like that. So yeah, I mean, these are all still very early plans. And then now I will spend this final year here in Brienz to contact people, to contact workshops, and slowly but surely start to arrange various things. So yeah. Yes, all a very exciting time. I think these last, this sort of, yeah, slightly less than a year, which I still have left here in Brienz, will sort of really yeah, shape my future in a way, and a lot of things will happen, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next year. And yeah, in terms of preparation here in Brienz, I will, yeah, obviously contact many people and make sure to, yeah, do a lot of networking and build up my network of contacts. But also I will prepare things like my tools. I will, yeah, I will maybe buy a last few tools which are still missing from my kit, and I will also make some more templates and jigs and molds which I still need for building instruments. My plan is to have everything I need to build violins and violas, have some things for cellos, but like sort of before I have an order for a cello, I'm not going to buy all the tools, because yeah, they are quite big and expensive if I buy all the cello tools. So yeah, I will obviously make sure that people want to buy cellos from me before I buy all the equipment to build cellos. And yeah, and then of course I need a place to put all these tools in. So I have like this dream that I'm going to build a very beautiful large toolbox out of wood, where all the tools, all the necessary tools for violin making are going to fit into there. And then I could actually put this toolbox either in a car or something, or even on a trolley, and then take it with me on a train. And then I could sort of travel around Switzerland and Europe and actually bring my tools with me and sort of build violins sort of anywhere I go, really. This is sort of also my dream for after Brienz, to be able to travel lightly with my minimal toolkit and sort of go anywhere, and as long as there is like a workbench or a sturdy table, I can just bring out my toolbox and start working on a violin. So this is sort of my idea. And also one last thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new website. I'm gonna spend probably winter, and I want to sort of have it finished probably in spring next year. To have a nice new websites with nice photos. There are quite a lot of people who take nice photos here in Brienz, so I will make the most of that and get some nice photos of my work done, and make a really nice website. And also this website, I want to have a blog on it, and then sort of use this website to also document my travels. Obviously YouTube will stay a thing, and I will carry on to make YouTube videos and document my journey after Brienz. So I mean, it's all going to be very exciting times, and I hope it will be interesting for you people to watch. So I mean, really, I just wanted to talk to you a bit about my final year here in Brienz and what my ideas are for the future. So I hope you enjoyed this first video after my summer break. And what my idea is that I'm going to, in 1 year, do more or less the same video again, and then I'm going to talk to you about how my plans and ideas and dreams have evolved in just under a year. So I will film another video like a few weeks before I graduate and move away from Brienz. I will film another update about this topic, and I will be very curious for myself as well to watch this video back in 1 year and see like how my plans have evolved. So I will now leave it at that. I think it's already quite a long video with a lot of talking. I hope it was interesting for you, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.